Hey YouTubers, welcome to the mud pit. I was out here doing some work on the boat today, coming up on a holiday weekend. I'm running out of summer. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a hint as to what I've been doing. I got a late start this spring. Health reasons, family reasons, doing all this stuff. But this is the boat. I've leveled out the yard to try to get this setting a little bit better, and I still ain't got the hay down. I got some mulch underneath of it, but anyway, this is the front deck. It's this plastic board stuff. I've got to get the edging around it and the front railing on it. This is the front wall. It's topped with aluminum, but I have brackets everywhere to try to stiffen it up. I'm not sure what I'm going to sheathe it in, but it's probably going to be aluminum. There's some plastic stuff. I don't know if it'll hold up, but the aluminum's expensive. But anyway, got me a shelf. This is the back of the one bimini top that I had, so I just put it up there and left the shelf. I got to take that all round light off. There'll be a roof over the front deck, and I got the double brackets on now. I got the floor painted. This is old plywood that I took off one of the boats. They had just did the flooring a year or two before that. So what I did was I just flipped over and put the brown paint they had on it down and painted it red. Well, I primed it and painted it 2 coats. I was trying to protect it, but it looks like I might even get to the sheathing. I'm hoping to weather it in a little bit. Probably won't have the doors made, which I'm going to have to go custom. You can see where the original bimini top was bent up and welded, and it stopped here, and I pieced this together on both sides, and then that's part of the railing that I cut and made together. I got a bimini top for the back deck, which it'll go out over here. I got to get my 2 poles made, you know, to support it. And there's a story on this. This decking was free. I did a job for a lady a few years ago, and this is the leftover. She had an odd sized porch, and I'm not particularly fond of this color. It's not bad, but it looked good where she chose to put it on the his and her porches on this colonial that I redid. Yeah, I like the gray cedar better. It would have matched the front, but I was 3 boards short, and I went to Lowe's and I had a special order board, $35 for a 12-foot board, and it was made in 2011, which is about the same time as I did this job. Well, the funny thing was, it don't match at all. But anyway, here's my sewer clean out. I just got tape on it now. I'm going to put a cork in there. It's one of the older type sink drains without the overflow in it. It's just a tube and it goes right down in there. This is going to be my this back 4 foot of this is going to be my gray water tank. And there's a central you know, it's going to just be a trap there, and I'll be able to drain it. I'll be able to hook it up to a hose if I'm in an RV park. Hope you can see under there. Anyway, there's going to be the back deck. There's going to be a fuel tank here, the engine. I want to beef up them engine mounts. I didn't make the welds. I don't really trust them, but I'm going to put like a 20 to 40 horsepower on this. I got a 115 down in the garage, but it's awful big and it's old. But anyway, I want to put a box here for my little generator, and a little box here for some stuff. We're going to have propane tanks here, and here's going to be 2 batteries. I got an aluminum box. I got to put a new latch on and stuff, but it's a homemade thing. But it'll be great for a couple batteries. And I'm going to put my air conditioner on this wall. And we can get I'm going to get one of them water heaters, the tankless ones, and put it here. Now inside of here, on this side for the first 6 foot or so, is going to be the kids' bunk beds. I'm going to probably put a window like here and one here, so they can both have a window, or they can turn around and if they don't want the light in there. And then over here, you can see I drew it out. Here's my sink, not my sink. It's going to be a 32 by 34 inch shower stall. That's most of my bathroom. And there's going to be a wall here, and that's just a drawing of the thing. I'm going to have my I want to get a composting toilet, but man, them things are like $1,000 or so. Probably going to start out with a porta potty and move up. Yeah, this plywood doesn't set down right. I squeezed 2 inches of foam insulation underneath here, and I'd cut a piece to hold it up because this is in between the saddles on the pontoons, and it was just a little tight. That stuff doesn't give. I expected it to give down eventually, but anyway, this is the drain, my rough end. I got me an old sink vanity a friend of my wife's gave to us. I got to cut it down. I want to make me a sink out of it, and that's going to drain that sink. There's going to be a little room for a trash can, and there's going to be a drain where I want to drain my water tanks. I got 2 water tanks, 2 42 gallons, 46 gallons. There's going to be like 90 some gallons of water total, but I'm going to put one under the kitchen counters, and I'm just going to run them all down that one drain. That's 1 inch PVC stuff. It's flexible stuff. It's just lightweight, you know. It's just a gray water drain. I didn't want to go too far out on it, but anyway, we're going to have cabinets. Here's if I go a 5-foot kitchen or a 6-foot kitchen, and I'm going to probably put little cabinets above here and have a sink, maybe a window, maybe a little window in the bathroom. And then over here, the middle 6-foot section, I want to have my refrigerator and probably a microwave on top. My tank's going to be underneath. I'm going to build an actual platform in the floor just as high as my water tank. And the water tank's going to be interconnected. And yes, it's going to lay out on the floor. It's going to be 1 inch PEX pipe. Well, no, 3/4 inch PEX pipe. I had a bunch of it left over from jobs and stuff, but I'm just going to run it. I'll probably put my water pump in the bathroom sink cabinet, run it through the walls into the kitchen cabinets. But anyway, I want to build a raised thing here where I'll have my stove, and I got to build a surround, and I'm going to put I got a tent stove. I got to raise it up enough so I can get my go out through the top there, but I want to put it at an angle maybe, and it's going to be up on the deck. I may put a thing in the front where I can shove some wood there. You have the water tank, and like I said, your refrigerator and microwave will be behind it, and I'll have like a heat shield. But anyway, in the front, on one side I want to have like a futon to fold out. That's where me and my wife's want to, you know, sleep. I got a table. A friend of my wife's gave us a table for an RV that has the mounts. I may cut down the table, or I may have to make another one depending on how it fits. But I got the legs. Those are the expensive parts. But I want to board them down here, and the kids will have a couple chairs so we can do lunch. And then over on here, I'll probably put the TV. I'm going to have a rod holders. I'm going to have a rod holder. If I can speak English, I'm going to have a whole bunch of rod holders here to hold my poles. A little shelf. I'll have another shelf on the other bimini top. It's covered in metal. It's like an aluminum. I'm going to put 4 foot of it back here, and I'm going to put 6 foot of it up here, and it's going to angle down and set on the railings, so it'll make a little bit aerodynamic. I don't know. Anyway, on this I want to put some cheap. I'm just going to get them plastic drawers, the real cheap ones, because it's a boat. I mean, I'd like to get some plastic countertop to keep the weight down, and maybe even build in the kitchen and just save as much weight as I can. But I'm just going to put some drawers here and maybe a little TV, more windows. I'm hoping to put a window there in the doors. I got the magnetic screens that latch together for the inside, so I can just open up and then the doors will open outward. My helm is either going to go here or up there. Where I like to fish, there's a lot of standing timber and stuff, so I like to stay up front. But I was looking at, if I'm up this close, I can definitely see any timber that's floating or, you know, submerging. But that's it. 18 foot 6 inches, 18 foot 6 1/4 outside for the cabin. It's not going to be, you know, anything fancy or big, but it's just, I bracketed the yin-yang out of this to try to stiffen it up. And I'm still getting a little bit of flex in the walls, but when I shake it like that, the whole trailer moves, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. But once I get the sheathing on, it's probably going to be 1/8 inch aluminum. And then maybe I don't know if to paint it, or I want to check on a vinyl, you know, shrink wrap things to put on the side of it, because that should last a while. And I don't know, painting is going to be rough, because I don't have a big enough air compressor or any fancy gun. I just got, you know, just a couple old tarps, got her holy. They're more of a sunshade than anything. I've been working on this, but I didn't want to give up the headroom, because I'm at 6 foot 1 1/2. So, but of course I'm 5'9", so I got plenty of room to not hit my head. I can even walk underneath of this shelf and not hit my head. I can even put my hand in between her. But now the door I got to duck a little bit. But that was the height. See, this had the shelf built in, so my walls ended up being that height. Just how it worked out. I didn't have enough aluminum to do the end walls on the front and the back, and I was wanting to make them a little bit thicker because I want to have the air conditioner and the thing in there. But I may end up putting more batteries on the front. I'm thinking about getting a couple solar panels, start out with 200 watts, and put them up underneath the porch on a hinge so I can swing them out, so they'd be folded in when I'm going down the road, and then when I get on the water I can take and unlatch it, fold them down and out, and it would be more of an awning. It didn't even cover the motor, which would kind of be nice. But that's basically everything I've done this summer. I won't make a photo slideshow of it, but it has taken forever. I got a late start too. It was like June before I could even start working on this, and then cutting all of them pieces and drilling them. Oh, I could have framed the house in the time it took. Because I mean, the house you're using a nail gun, and it's like bam, bam, bam. You just truck down the road. This stuff is drill. Put in a rivet. There's a lot of rivets and screws in there. That's just, it drives you crazy. But I can hang on these, so that's a good sign. I was only going to put 2 across at the 6-foot marks, and then run 2, one on each side, 2x4s forward. But I think this will be a little stronger. If I was in Florida, I probably wouldn't even reinforce this. But up here in West Virginia, we get some snow. I mean, you get like 10-12 inches of snow in one night, and before you even get to clean it off, because these things were not that strong. I mean, I could grab them one-handed and pull them down. Now I can hang on them, so I can actually walk on the top of this if my aluminum's thick enough. But I want to start out and put 1 inch. I got to get this bent up straight, but something was dropped on it on the top. But I'm going to put 1 inch PVC in here. I mean, not 1 inch PVC, 1 inch foam insulation. I'm going to start out with that. There's a little lip there because it's wider. This is 1.5 inches and that's inch. But it'll fit in there, and then my wife's going to make some fabric, and we're just going to get some kind of thumbtacks. So the headliner on here will be, cloth. I mean, I'm not sure what color. We'll decide that later. But and then from the corner down is going to be plastic board, which it's a boat. It's going to get wet. You put a lot of wood in the boat, it starts mildewing and stuff. I even got some mildew on here I got to kill before I was going to stain these a dark color, just something to look wood, ish. But that's my Munchkin boat. The reason I didn't go taller, I'm 6'10" from the bottom of the cross members to the top of this. The reason I did not go taller was because I'm short. I'm only 5'9", but by the time you get 7-8 foot, if you put some vents on the top of it, and then we're 4 or 5 foot off the ground because of the pontoons. It's not like a travel trailer that you're right on there. I'm losing 2 foot or more with the pontoons, so that sets me way up high. 13.5 is the limit you want to stay under. I mean, there's lower stuff out there, but 13.5 would give you, that's like the national clearance thing. I think most things are supposed to adhere to that or somehow. I don't know. I'm not a truck driver, but so I should be about 11.5, 12 foot, which is closer to a fifth wheel or something, camper. But got a lot of work to do. I want to get this sheathed in before winter, and I want to test float it. I'll make a video of that too. But anyway, that's what I got done this year so far. I'm hoping to put the sheathing on. That's more rivets. More rivets. I'm about done with rivets. And you can see how crooked my winch stand is. Yeah, my wife held that while I welded it on there. We tried this second time. I was the closest we got. But it's going to have to be crooked because I ain't taking it back and changing it now. But it didn't look as bad until I got the decking on, and then it started looking bad. But not a huge boat, but I squeezed all the footage that I could out of it. The decks are kind of small, but you know, family of 4 will be fine on here. I don't have any great big parties where I invite everyone over. So all they do is eat your food and burn up your gas, and you know. But anyway, that's what I got done this year so far. It's almost no, this is the end of August, coming up on the was it Labor Day weekend. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the year. Hopefully I'll get the sheathing on to protect the plywood decking, because it's not in the best shape to begin with. I just want to try to save it from that, and it'd give me a better start next year, you know. Hey, y'all have a nice day. Talk to you later.